Hi everyone! Today it's another video of our PR success story, and we are very happy to have Mr. Ludovic, who have recently got his PR approved, to join us today. Hi Mr. Ludovic!
Hello.
Yeah, are you surprised to see me instead of Elena today?
Yes, Elena was the one taking care of me. So who are you?
I'm Kay, your
Hello.
business partner of Elena. So Elena is unwell,
All
being socially responsible, so she's staying at home.
Mm.
In fact, right, we have told our team, if let's say you're not well, so you should be working from home.
That's responsible.
I want to stress again on how we appreciate you to take out your time to share with our viewer, because our viewer definitely would like to see a real person talking about the success stories and the experience working with the immigration people. So would you like to start off with giving our viewer a brief introduction about yourself?
The viewers, so hello, I'm Ludovic, self-proclaimed entrepreneur. I have my companies in France, married to local Singaporeans, the love of my life, a little child. Moved back in Singapore 3 years ago, almost 4 now, after 5 years in France, and decided to build a family here and most probably live here for the next 20 years.
Is this your first attempt?
For the PR?
Yes.
Yes, because so I did my studies here 10 years ago at Chicago Booth, and this is where I met my wife. At first, when I first came here, as I had my companies and didn't really apply for EP, I went to the LTVP route. With my first year, actually traveling back and forth in Southeast Asia or back and forth to France. So as a French, I have 3 months of visa, so I didn't really need an official paper. But after my first change of passport, because of all the stamps, wife told me, all right, just apply for a PR. It would be easier, and it was right around the time where we decided to try for a child. So it was just perfect.
Yes, I actually saw your details in the consultation system. You applied for your Singapore PR during the peak of COVID.
It was a difficult time.
Yeah.
A lot of my friends didn't have their EP renewed. And the quota went down also because the government was busy tackling the issue.
Yeah.
So it was not easy.
So you're very lucky.
Indeed, I am.
So would you like to share with the viewer, how did you come to know about the immigration people?
Mainly by doing due diligence, looking online, looking at all the agencies. So at first it was a decision whether or not to use an agency. And I would say because of COVID and because you have to be diligent when you give your papers to the governments. We decided, my wife and I, just to go with an agency and make it easy, being taken care of from A to Z until the actual card. And that I'm happy for it.
All right. So can you share how is your sourcing,
Mainly
like
Google.
the
with Google, as soon as you start looking, Google is listening to everything, so you would receive ads, you would receive commercials, reviews, and you should click on that link. So I just took the first 2 pages, went through all of them.
Pick a few?
Sorry?
Did you
I
pick a
picked
few?
at least 4 or 5, I would say. Went to their, either by phone call or by how do you say?
Face
to face. So that decision was prior to COVID, so we could still meet face to face.
Yes.
And so I've seen a few. Many of them are very good at marketing. They promise you wonders. And some of them go as far as like, oh, you will have it guaranteed.
Oh, guaranteed?
Guaranteed. Well, okay, no name dropping. I cannot do this, especially for the camera. But 2 of them even said, even went as far as saying, yeah, we have people on the inside. And although it's so you look online and you actually see that, yes, in fact, they had people on the inside, but they got caught. And this whole approach of shenanigans didn't go sit well with me. And then I met Elena, and out of all the, I would say, appointments and phone calls that I had, she was the most straightforward, no-nonsense person of the agency. It was like, very familial, if
Yeah.
I could say that
Yeah.
it this way, friendly, and I could feel that she was professional enough not to lie and just explain with simple words, okay, this is what we do. We will not promise you anything, but going on my personal file, which honestly is kind of easy, being married to a local, having a little local child, it was no nonsense, and I like this straightforward approach.
Yeah. So, Ludovic, can you maybe share with our viewer, after you engage us, how was your experience working with the team?
Very professional, I would say. I can be known when I don't really care, or when I hire someone to do something for me, to delegate a bit too much sometimes. And I took a lot of time to get all the documents ready, because some of them, you have to involve the French governments, others, the Singaporean governments. And but the whole process of a shared Dropbox or shared file, where you can just dump it all in and you sort it out.
Yeah.
And keeping also constantly saying, okay, now we need this one. All these are good. These needs to be notarized. And you taking care of everything for me just makes life easier, and I can focus on my work, actual work and family, instead of just focusing on the PR.
Yeah, it's true. So we still need you to actually work with us, sending us document, but we take care of the rest of the stuff.
Exactly.
And we try to be very prompt with our clients, answering their email queries in 24 hours. So that's exactly, what we do.
I really like the fact also that before this whole process for the motivational letter, for instance, instead of having me write it, you get to, meet me and talk to me extensively, knowing about my projects, why I want to be here, what I want to do in 10 years. And you resume all that with my style of writing.
Yeah.
And for the motivational letter for the government. So I didn't even have to do it. I just had to review it, change a sentence here and then, but I didn't actually change anything, if I recall.
Yeah, for us, right, we will try to take the extra steps to understand what type of writing style our clients like before we even start writing, understand their profile, before we put in effort to start building up their case, writing their story for the cover letter.
And that is the human approach you have. Instead of just the factory where you just feel like a number, you really feel listened to. And to make it simple, taken by the hands and guided to where you have to be and what you have to do to maximize your chance. And this is what is appreciable with TIP.
Why did you choose Singapore?
My wife is Singaporean, and as European, and might I add, fake Angmo in a way, I believe Singapore is the easiest access to Asia. It's like Asia 101. It's highly diverse. It's a business hub. It's a geographical hub also. Like in 2-3 hours, you can be in Hong Kong, Thailand, Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, wherever. The food is awesome. It's a highly safe and controlled environment also. Everything is so easy. You want to send some money, 5 seconds, you receive it. You want to fill your tax, 5 minutes, it's done. You want to open a company, in 5 minutes, it's done too. It's also a financial hub, so it's good for investments. You have, again, access to all the countries, the vicinities, all the people that are here are highly interested, whether locals or expats. You want to find French food, you have amazing French food, Italian food, you have almost everything here. So it's really coming from France where, we love wine, we love food, we love going out. So doing COVID is harder. But it's really the easiest place to move into once you're accepted. You have to pass the clearance of the government, but once you're here, it's almost paradise.
And now you're here, and the
now
Singapore
I'm
PR.
here, and I'm a PR, exactly.
Yeah. So have you thought of becoming a Singaporean?
It's still a discussion in progress with my wife. I love being French. I will always be French. So, and that my familial and friend attachments, even investments, are French. The only reason at the moment I would become Singaporean would be for taxes. But already I'm in the process of being a tax resident. I mean, I pay my taxes here and I pay my taxes in France. So the only reason would mainly be for my kid, I would say, or kids. If I get a second one, cross fingers.
Okay, got
So
it.
it's a work in progress. Like, if you apply for PR, it's an easy decision to make. It's a no-brainer. Applying for citizenship, you really have to ponder and think about it.
True.
Because
Because
it's
we
a
don't
life
allow,
decision.
we don't allow dual citizenship as well.
Exactly.
So,
So I guess it will also depend on my kid, whether they decide to be French or Singaporean.
2 years after you're becoming a Singapore PR, right?
Okay.
And then you can apply for your Singapore
Right.
citizenship.
I will see.
Yeah, you see.
See how.
There is a secret weapon to apply for Singapore PR and citizenship, which is
Social integration.
So would you like to share with our viewer what did you do to integrate to the Singapore society and share your experience, trying to integrate to Singapore?
All right. I would say a lot of chicken rice and bak kut teh.
Okay.
But more in a more straightforward manner, wherever you go, whatever country you want to go in, you have to integrate socially, locally, and understand not only the culture, the history, and the language. How you do this? Well, how I did that, especially during COVID, I just joined clubs. They couldn't be considered as volunteering, but it is volunteering. It's like I didn't do it for the PR. I just did it because I want to do it. It's like I'm a board member of a small illegal association, as in it's pure benevola. So what we do is actually helping out students from NTU and US, mentor them and teach them about what to expect in the future in the workplace. I'm a bit advocate of happiness, so I teach them also about how to design a life in order to be happy. But I do all these not for the PR. I do all that because I like giving back, especially to the local students. And I believe, as responsible adults, we would need to also give back to the society.
Just how you mentioned one very important thing, which is language. So, I heard that. I heard that you can speak Singlish. So, would you like to show off your Singlish?
No, really, cannot. No, being married to a local really helps. That's for sure. I used to hate Singlish with a passion because it's like very grammatically incorrect English. But at the same time, it's so efficient. Do you want a can in the 7-Eleven? You just take the can, it's like, can. So it's very easy, and actually, after a few years, my English started to change also, depending on who I talk with. Just listen. If you're good with music, you have a musical ear, it will come fast. Just don't force it. There's nothing more displeasing than having an expat going like, oh, hello la. La lo le lor, ha he.
I think you speak really naturally like a, true Singaporean.
Yeah, sometimes it seeps out and I don't control it anymore.
Correct. So do you have any last advice to our viewer who would like to apply for Singapore PR or citizenship?
Why wait? Why wait? Just cold tip. And they will take care of everything. You can do it yourself. Honestly, my case is super easy. I could have done it myself. But you make everything so simple and so appreciable that, I don't have to focus my mind on it. So just do it, try. And even one thing I liked about Elena, and she told me, even if you fail the first time, which might happen, maybe not in your case, but it might happen, don't worry, we'll be there.
Yeah.
You were there all along the way from A to Z, so that's very appreciable.
Yeah, because we do help clients to appeal in the event of rejections. Yes, so we try to be with our client throughout the entire journey.
Exactly.
All right.
That's all that matters at the end of the day.
Thank you for your sharing, Mr. Ludovic. Honestly, there are not many people who can speak freely and act so naturally in front of the camera, and you're doing it really well.
It's all thanks to you.
Yeah, we really enjoyed doing the video with you today. We believe that your success story will help to inspire a lot of our viewers. Honestly, it's been a while we have not did this successful PR story because of COVID-19 situation and the social distancing rule in place. So would you like to teach the viewer, what should they do after they watch the video today?
Well, contact TIP, start the application now, and click that like button that should be right around here.
And subscribe the channel as
Subscribe
well.
the channel.
We'll see you on our next video.
Take care. Apply.